Yes, everybody, I'm back for part 2. Today we are going to do a little more story time. Today's topic, the good old days are over. I said it in my last video. I'm talking about the good old days. What am I talking about? Something that's still haunts so many people, called September 11th, 2001. I tend to call it that because it sounds a lot nicer than its abbreviated name for some reason. You know what 9/11 did, let us in two crazy wars and finally getting rid of bad guys, Saddam in Iraq and Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan or Pakistan. But, some of us, they were predicting something happening. I mean, they predicted that back in 1998 by bin Laden when he declared war on us. We didn't think anything was happening because at the time it was all the Monica Lewinsky stuff, and just it was the end of innocence. That day changed everything. It was 2 important buildings and 3,000 innocent people in one morning. It was only a couple of hours, but I haven't done anything was end up like that. It's a beautiful day. I don't really remember the first month of my senior year, but it was like, you grew up with all these people, and then it's like, but then you get into September, and everybody knows what that day was like. It was a beautiful day. And it was still a beautiful day behind, all the awful stuff, Whenever I was in my lovely classroom, my favorite teacher is now retired, but actually I've seen a couple of times since high school ended, and that was 2002, okay. When I graduated. I guess I was enjoying my senior year until it happened, but, I was sitting there, and of course somebody came running in and told my teacher, Mrs. Orr, that something had happened, and we turned our little bitty TV on, and it was like the size of, it really wasn't that big. We didn't have computers in our room, in that part of the room. It wasn't as big as the ones we have now, That was 2001. I mean, we didn't even have iPods yet. But she turned the TV on, and, I didn't have no idea what time it was. I mean, it was, by 8 o'clock, usually still half asleep, and there it was. When I lived in Texas last year, we had to get up at 6. It was probably, it was 9 o'clock in New York, I think. I don't know, but that's what I guess is what happened. Nobody knew that in New York that something awful had happened to both the World Trade Center towers, that something, people thought it was an accident or a Cessna or a helicopter. I mean, those helicopters were flying around and stuff, and it was kind of interesting hearing all the stories about them now and seeing. I mean, they did that during Katrina too. I need to do a video on that too. But everything, the good old days, I felt like was just swept away into the vacuum of, I feel like 10 years of, until we got rid of Bin Laden in 2011 was the end of the good old days as we knew it. And we all knew later what it really was. I mean, George Bush was in Florida. You know, Cheney and Laura Bush. Actually, Laura Bush was with Ted Kennedy, I think. And then she went into the bunker about, I'm not sure what time it was, but I can't remember. Everybody should go see the movie Vice. I feel like every once in a while, 9/11 we were brought up in something, you know, whether South Park or some YouTube video will pop up, and it's like, again, I mean, everybody knows what happened. 19 horrible people, horrible tensions, and boxcutters got on 4 flights, and thankfully Moussaoui would have been the 20th hijacker, but he thankfully got arrested in August of 2001, and that, you know, see, you'll still see, you know, those buildings, you know, on fire with people were calling their loved ones, many of which were trapped up in the upper floors, and the North Tower especially was, there's like 1,000 people up there. Many did, there were a few people that managed to get out before 8:46, but there were a lot of people up there, and, you know, many people still were not found months later and years later. In the South Tower, there was a few people that, I think it was 4 people from the book 102 Minutes, which everybody should go read. I think, yeah, it's available in the bookstore. You can buy it, the real book, on Amazon for $20 to $30, I think, but I'd rather just buy the audiobook. I have been getting rid of a bunch of books lately, and I feel so much lighter because those books are, to have them on from my life is, it's like, you have the audiobook to have the real book. It's, a lot of people still read real books, you know. I mean, I asked a few people that before, I'm like, you still like to read the real one on your device. I mean, I don't know if people who have anything that's not an iPhone, if they have how many books you can carry, but I have a lot of them on my phone, and I probably should do I should have done an unboxing on my phone, but, you know, the people in the Apple store, you know, just unwrapped everything and got it. And I wasn't technically supposed to turn on until I backed up my phone, but it was taking forever, so I finally did when I got home, and then I kept my phone for another 2 weeks, and then just recently I turned my old phone back to Verizon to give to somebody new. But anyway, speaking of phones, and people had phones on September 11th, either from the air or it was in the buildings, and trying to call trying to call their loved ones and tell them what was going on, and eliminating them, you know, to flip the TV on or the radio, or, you know, but worse yet, standing there watching it live from the street below, and imagining what was going to happen, and all of a sudden you hear all these rumors, and people are running for their lives trying to get home, and many of them were stuck in the dust that came once the buildings came down, and the cell tower came down so quickly, and just, I mean, it was only 57 minutes, and it was gone like that, and oh my God, it was like the thing I think a lot of people were said, the ones you see on TV is, you know, like I said, yelling out, and I mean, the people inside the buildings had no idea what was happening, and people outside was wondering, you know, trying to call in to people, and the ones that got out before 46 were, you know, trying to find what would happen to the people in the buildings, and vice versa. You know, I mean, I know the guy who worked at Cannock Fitzgerald who lost his brother plus 600 other people. He got out before that, and he was lucky, but he lost his brother and many friends. Out of 600 people, I mean, that's probably the most amount of people any company I can think of. I mean, there was, I think Morgan Stanley had about 2,000, and they only lost 6, including Rick Rescorla, who predicted that day years earlier. And it's kind of interesting because I actually started calling it Ground Zero before that happened, and like I said, it was still a beautiful day, and but you know, people were jumping, and it's just so sad, you know. When they pan in to the buildings, you realize those were people up there that were trying desperately to get home, trying to get out of there and get home. And the ones, like I said, there were only 4 people that got out from the cell tower. Luckily there was a staircase that was open. And many people didn't know about it, I think, according to Under 2 Minutes. And the ones that did, the other ones, I just don't know why I mean, if I were them, I would have been like, this staircase is open, you should have called out to people and said, you know, this is open, you can try to get out of here. And I don't know why more people didn't try to go, unless they were policemen and firefighters. Plus there were narrow stairwells, and they, you know, couldn't get people out fast enough. I mean, unless there were the ones that were people got badly injured trying to, either on that morning or years before, and you know, trying desperately to get out, and like I said, enveloped in that cloud of dust and yuck, and we were able to, you know, you see them on TV all covered in dust, and had to do a lot of washing their clothes, I'm sure, which the South Tower came down in 57 minutes, and the North Tower stayed up, came down in 102 minutes, and same in the book. And then we have the Pentagon. In case we didn't know, the Pentagon's birthday is September 11th, I think. I mean, plus the idiot that was flying Flight 77 couldn't even fly. I mean, none of them could fly. They were really, that wasn't their intention. They were, you know, behind the scenes kind of guys, I think. And then we fly 93, who, you know, wish that they would stop the bad guys and down their rewards. They got the rewards and the fire underway, I think. But the Pentagon, I mean, Rumsfeld was outside like that trying to help people. I mean, the guy should go in mental, seriously, for helping. Oops. It's hard to. This gets stuff that everybody knows. It doesn't change. The way of life changed, and you know. Next thing you know, it was like. That night, it was like George W. Bush finally got back to the White House. He was like, I think everybody remembers what he said, but he was like, basically, like, we're going to war. We're going to war. You know. So he said, but that's what. You know, I had a feeling that's what. Reading numerous books and watching many YouTube videos, and I mean, when he got back to the White House, you know, it was like there was dust. There was smoke from the Pentagon just across the Potomac River, and then you see Ground Zero, all huge piles of nastiness in there that everybody knows so well. A few days after, they just talked about it constantly, and nobody was flying for months, if not longer, and it was like, you know, the world hadn't stopped. It was true. I mean, the stock exchange was shut down for a couple of weeks because that was nearby, and the end of the year, and all crazy stuff, like there was another plane crash, there was anthrax, there was, what was the other thing, in Afghanistan. We were trying to find Bin Laden. I mean, it took 10 years to find him because he was in Pakistan. And, at the end of 2001, it was the Ground Zero and the Pentagon and Shanksville cleaned up.
Did you ding me?
No.
No? That's not you?
And, what do you think, cookies?
I invited Beth out to go somewhere next week since we have nothing planned. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna
About
make it
preface.
that day made everybody
It's not really that great, but I like
raise eyebrows, made everybody
Don't you? Who's this? Was that Kelly?
No.
Huh?
No.
Somebody with Amanda?
Yeah. Sorry. In future videos, I'm planning on talking about multiple trips to New Orleans, Katrina, and I don't know. A bunch of other stuff. In New Orleans, Katrina, and it's being me being a teenager at the time, I think it forced everybody to grow up a little bit. I mean, it's like when you lose someone, it kind of does the same thing to everybody as well, depending on when you're, 5 to 15, I guess. Yeah, it's not true. 5 to all ages, but as long as you can remember the stuff. Because my nephew and my sister passed away, he was only a baby. And I mean, my nieces remember, yeah, but you know, none of us were told about what happened very much. But just how do you regain your sense of normalcy when you feel like your heart is ripped in two when it happened? And it took a long time to get out of that. This day changed everything, you know. It's like, when are we gonna get back to reality? Because I felt like I've been wiped away, like, his innocence was shattered, and I said, hearts were broken, but I mean, the day it brought us together. That was when, you know, we all got along, and, you know, for at least till we went into a movie. And then again, after Katrina happened, you know, everything was sort of, at that point, was like, the blame game on George Bush was put on him, even though it wasn't his fault or anything, you know. The guy was trying to hold this country together, you know. And then the whole Iraq discussion had come up, and thinking that that was behind 9/11, which of course is not true. And, you know, but most of 2002 was the beginning. It was like, you know, that point was slowly starting to return to a new normal. Sounds like a book or a movie or something, or band. But I mean, a lot of kids, you know, many of which weren't even born or really little, or, you know, many of those people, you know, lost a parent or somebody they knew, or many of them were the ones that did survive, and, you know, obviously very lucky, and the ones who didn't. Many names you didn't know, they were sitting there on for years, not put on anything until, for another decade, until the Ground Zero thing was finished. But, you know, like 2002, I mean, when the cleanup was over, you know, I was at Disney World, and I said the cleanup was over, and then it was like, interesting timing, you know. I keep wanting to do it. That's what I was going to do. Not conspiracies, the weird coincidences of things. Oh, sorry. I guess I'm trying to get back to, times when all this stuff kept happening between, you know, like Afghanistan. 2002 was like a time to get back on our feet, and I know it was hard for people who lost someone, and, you know, many of those people go to the 3 sites every year for the anniversary, and most of the time it's either raining or a beautiful day, or Tuesday, the day it happened. I was actually going to do this video Saturday, because tomorrow I'm getting my hair done finally, because it's the 11th, you know. It's not a coincidence. Coincidence, I think, Sue. then it's like, yeah, it was this. Or I'll say it again, you know, it's like Iraq, and then there's nothing for a while. A few minor things, and there was 2004. There was that big tsunami in Asia.
Very strange and very troubling.
Just right here in me, woman.
What? Oh my God.
And Katrina.
She's cashed out.
It's all fine.
Oh, baby.
Among other stuff, you know. 2006, we finally got out and disposed of Saddam and his sons, and 2007, we had the stock market crash. I mean, that happened after 9/11 too. That was the other thing. I mean, and then we had the year later, we had the economy tank again. I mean, the housing market and the economy. And then finally in 2011, we captured the man we were trying to find desperately for 10 years, Bin Laden, in Pakistan, and a house. I mean, they called him the pacer because he was pacing, you know. I mean, yeah, he was outside. I mean, we should have captured him outside and got rid of him like that, and then, you know, they threw him in the ocean, and finally he was gone. But then there was like ISIS, and then North Korea, you know, after Trump was elected and everything in 2016. And that was a decade of crazy stuff, you know. I mean, yeah, there was some good stuff too, but, you know, because we're trying to, I'm healing from all that, you know, it's, you know, fires in California, of course. I mean, that happens. This stuff happens all the time there. You know, I haven't really heard of any mudslides, or really any earthquakes that I might not, but, you know, then we had the numerous elections with a lot of interesting people wanting to be president. I mean, I think when, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor of California, he was up against Gary Coleman and a whole bunch of other people. I think, yeah, it was 2012. It was like sure, everybody came out of the woodwork to want to be president or got in trouble for something between like 2006 and 2011, I think. It's like, yeah, here we go. And when you get arrested multiple times, it's like, of course, you need to longer sentences instead of them being released for good behavior slash, you know, ridiculous things. But, we forget September 11th and what it did to us and how we still feel about it. And, you know, I just want to move on from all that stuff. And personally, you know, I've dealt with multiple losses too, and, you know, grandparents, sister, uncle, many other people. With my sister and uncle was 4 years apart in the same month, so it's like a day apart. Both of those. And when I was in Texas last year, I asked for a couple of days off, and apparently the staff was like wondering where I was, and I'm like, you didn't get the memo? I'm like, I needed those 2 days off. Remember those people, you know, for my family after all. I did a video last year of the whole living in Texas thing. I just recently was looking through that. I was videos thinking I needed to film one, and I need to do a part 2 on that because I found the part 1 that I did last year. I knew I did one, but also last year I lost my channel and now it's back, but I did redo many of the videos. But I really feel now that it makes me feel more a more tighter grip on more what do you call it, more self-confidence filming videos. Because starting out is hard, you know? It's like being a freshman in high school, you know. Just if you're a new kid, you trying to make friends and trying to get through every day, you know. But anyway, that's pretty much my video. So I say again to all the many heroes that gave their lives, which includes many police and firefighters that day. Like crazy couple of hours, I should say. I won't be doing a video tomorrow because I'm getting my hair done finally. That's why I'm wearing a hat on my videos. I'm trying to get my hair done for weeks, and things keep messing it up, which includes the weather. Then we postponed our trip back a week. The weather postponed our trip, and then I don't know if I'm going to do a Florida vlog, but I mean, we'll be doing one of like the beach and my niece's graduation and stuff. Hopefully, if they'll let you film. I don't know how many graduations let you film. Hopefully, they'll let me take pictures. Because you know, we wait so long to graduate, and then it's. I talked about my niece, the oldest one, you know, in 2001, she was a baby. Now she was going off to college in the fall. I mean, she's thankfully staying in Florida, but she's not a baby anymore. She's growing up. And so have I. Because of most of this happened in this country. And the other ones, I don't know what I would like to live in other countries. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I have done this before it gets really long. Like I said, I filmed about 5 different videos today, so and I think that's a record for me. I mean, the first video was 5.5 minutes. The second one was 20 minutes. And I don't know about the other ones. So again, thanks for watching, everybody. And again, thank you to our heroes today for saving as many people as you could. And now they're all named in all the 3 sites, the World Trade Center site at the Pentagon and in Pennsylvania where Flight 93 rests somewhere. It's good to see all of those sites come back from everything they've been through. since all that stuff happened. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody very soon.